What is up, y'all? We are back with another Transformers video, and in this one we got a bit of a throwback here. As you can see, we got a Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Starscream Voyager class, but this is from the OG toy line all the way back in 2009, 2010 when this movie came out. This is an original toy line Voyager class Starscream, and as you can see, coming in the box in his really nice looking jet mode. But these did come with the conversion difficulty levels. As you can see, this is a 3 out of 4. Spinning around to the side, Voyager class label, and on the back I do kind of miss these nice long bios, but as you can see, I am not going to read all of that. You guys could pause and read that if you want to see that. It does come with the labeled statistics. As you can see there, this is a Mech Alive figure. We'll see what that looks like when I get him out the box. But just showing off more of the F-22 Raptor mode and showing off some of his vehicle mode details, and that is a real nice looking robot mode. But let's get this guy out of the box, see how cool he really is. Now here we have Starscream in all his glory, Air Commander Starscream in his F-22 Raptor vehicle mode. I believe that's the I believe that is the name of the jet. Correct me in the comments if I am wrong, but this is a fantastic looking vehicle mode, and I really do think it holds up all these years later, over 10 years later at this point. Even with this guy having Studio Series releases, I really do prefer this color scheme over even the Studio Series, which I do think, as you could see in the comparison, I do think it is a little bit too bright. And I think if they stuck with this color scheme, they would have nailed it. But this vehicle mode, all in all, really solid. It really doesn't fail in any spot, other than right there where the hands kind of stick out in the back, but really not even much of an issue. You do still have the nice jet detail, jet engine in there detailing. That's pretty nice. And these over here are adjustable, of course, on the kind of fins on the back, as well as those two missiles are attachable via pegs on the bottom, which are nice as well. But that's pretty much all you have here with the Cybertronian jet, other than, of course, giving you guys a nice close-up of those real nice Cybertronian design tattoos, as well as the Decepticon logo. But yeah, I am really a big fan of this jet mode. And here we have on the right, Revenge of the Fallen Starscream. Well, they're both Revenge of the Fallen Starscream. Over here on the left, we have Studio Series. Over here on the right, we have the original release. And honestly, I have to say, while the mold of the Studio Series is undoubtedly more detailed, and I would say the better mold, I really do like the color more of the original Revenge of the Fallen Starscream. And the tattoos look nice on both. As you can see, they're accurate, both the detail on the right wing as well as the Decepticon logo on the left. Accurate on both of them. But mold-wise, I would give it to Studio Series. As you can see, though, flipping these dudes around to the back, this Starscream does have his hands obviously sticking outside. It's not terrible. I really do like the vehicle mode on this guy, but the Studio Series definitely has the better mold with the more detailed and accurate looking vehicle mode all the way around. But definitely when it comes to color, I would give the nod to the original over here on the right. But still, both of them really nice molds. No complaints with the overall jet, just the color. I do like the original. And here is Air Commander Starscream. And honestly, I have to say, I am significantly more impressed with this figure than I thought I was going to be. When I picked this guy up, I really wasn't sure how the vehicle mode would hold up, although I really like the robot mode would hold up, as these guys are, of course, packaged in their vehicle modes. But I am really impressed with this guy when it comes to the detail. Articulation isn't perfect, but detail, transformation, I really enjoyed the transformation. It's a real fun transformation. Sorry that I do not do the transformation in this video. There are plenty, of course, you can find online, though, if you are struggling to transform this guy yourself. just put in Revenge of the Fallen, Voyager, Starscream, and he will pop up. But it is a bit of a complex transformation. As you can see, it was ranked 3 out of 4, but it is a fun transformation as he really does kind of drop in all symmetrically together and form up this chest piece. But looking at that chest piece, there is plenty of detail in there in the form of gears painted with in this same kind of orangish yellow translucent glass color that they used as well for the cockpit. And it really does, this whole area forms around nicely around the cockpit. As you can see, just the different layering that is within this chest, making up a real detailed chest. Moving in, of course, to that face as well, which I really wasn't sure how the face was going to look. And at first, these eyes weren't doing it for me, but they really have grown on me. They may not be as perfectly detailed. Well, I mean, I can't even, that's not really fair to say. They may not be detailed the same way as a lot of the newer figures are, but I really do like this head sculpt overall. And looking at the back of it, there is that translucent piece, but it really doesn't light up anything. So I'm really not sure what the point of it was, but it does look nice overall. And even getting close here, you can just see all the detail that goes into the layering of this figure. But going down to the legs, this is, I think, the real glaringly weak part about this figure. And I have seen other people report the same thing talking about this figure. The leg pieces for my guy, specifically in the knees, were a bit weak. But of course, as you can see there, it is, you can recreate the chicken leg kind of jagged design there. And the legs are not terrible. They allow for some decent posability, but they can become a bit loose, which do make the posability itself a little bit more difficult than it probably should be. But going into the arms, of course, these are blasters. You can launch the rockets in here that are attachable to the underside of the wings in vehicle mode. You slot them in right to his blasters, and I do think that looks really nice. I'm not obviously going to be shooting them out or anything, but I do think it looks really, really nice. And this Starscream is, I'll say it again, really impressive. I mean, for its time, I think it really holds up all these years later and even competes with what they've released for, of course, a product of this basic standard Voyager line and price quality, of course. But spinning this guy a little bit, looking around at the back, and let me just give you a side look. There really isn't any terrible kibble on this guy. I'm pretty sure I transformed this guy 100% correctly. Of course, there could be some little tweaks, but there's really not too much kibble other than that backpack poking out a little bit. But I mean, in terms of looking at it from the side profile, it's really nothing. And giving you that full rear look, it really does look nice from behind. He does look nice from behind as well. Although there's not anything paint jumping off the scale to you, there's no paint applications that are jumping off the charts, but the detailing is there in terms of the mold of the figure. And I really do like these kind of folded pieces up at the top that make up these little thruster areas in the rear of the wings at the top of the back. I really do like how they kind of fold into these little triangle shapes. Now, I will mention, for some reason, the mech tech in this guy isn't working 100% on this side, but when you, of course, spin the head, you can see on the left there, those gears in his chest do, of course, move a little bit, like that. And here is Starscream with a couple of Studio Series figures of the same movie. Here is Studio Series Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen, and of course, the newer, as of this year, 2022, The Fallen, which is a really fantastic figure. I'd recommend picking that guy up while he's still at retail price in the US, because when this guy is off shelves, he's going to skyrocket. As you can see, he's a pretty gigantic figure. But let's not get away from this Starscream here, who looks absolutely fantastic alongside them. And I will say it here, I genuinely do prefer this guy to the Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series Starscream. I really do like that movie 1 Studio Series Starscream, and the Revenge of the Fallen one is just a repaint of their original one. But apart from a few things in this vehicle mode, this guy is just a lot more appealing to the eye in terms of all the little detail in his chest, in his face, the vehicle mode being, the robot and vehicle mode, the bot himself being a more accurate, darker shade. And he looks fantastic alongside these actual Studio Series figures, kind of putting shame to Megatron a little bit here. The Fallen, though, he's crazy on his own. But these guys look great together, and I honestly am probably going to display these three together rather than the Studio Series Starscream. The original Voyager is still holding up strong. All in all, I am really happy with this Voyager Revenge of the Fallen Starscream, almost around 13 years after its original release, if I'm placing that timeline right in my head, maybe even longer. But this Starscream really does impress on all levels. I really do like the vehicle mode, the robot mode. As you can, I mean, I hope you guys would agree with me. It really is a nice robot mode that stands up really well. Despite all of the iterations of this guy that have been released over the years, I think this one really could hold a candle to any of them. But, I mean, I'm not sure. I got really lucky with picking this guy up, just happening to find him at a kind of trade collectible store like that. Just a whole bunch of hodgepodge stuff and items, and they got a whole Transformers section filled with a bunch of these old figures. So I got lucky picking this guy up, but I'm sure you could find him online for a relatively decent price if you are specific enough with your searches, whether that be Amazon, eBay, or this, that, and the third. If you want this guy, you definitely can still get your hands on him. This is Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Starscream, and I am really happy with him. But that's really all I have to say about this guy here. It was fun doing a little bit of a throwback review, as this guy, like I've said, has released over 10 plus years ago, and I do have more videos of this sort releasing soon. If you were into this type of stuff, drop subscribe and stick around for some more content similar to this in the future. But like I said, that's all I have to say about this guy. Likes, dislikes, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, peace.